One player whom we should all be keeping an eye on is Aravindh Chithambaram. Why do I say that? Because the youngster became the national rapid champion, then he became the national blitz champion, and currently is on 8.5 out of 9 at the Delhi Open. And he's playing amazingly well. Just have a look at his player scorecard, the performance that he has made until now. He has beaten right from round number 5. You can see an IM, then a GM, then he drew with an IM, then he beat a GM, then another GM, and he has been playing amazingly well. He has a half point lead over the field, which is like a 900 player field, and also today, if he manages to win, he will take home the title. So, a very exciting phase. Also, what I have got to know is that he has been focusing so much on his fitness, and he has a six pack ab. And generally, six packs don't help you to play better chess per se, but it shows your mental attitude. It shows that you are focused, it shows that you are eating well, you're exercising, and that could mean a lot for Arvind. So let's have a look at this game. This was the ninth round game against Volodar Murzin. And Murzin is one of the biggest talents in the world of chess. He's just 16 or 17 years old, already 25-54. And the game started off with a Karo Khan defense. Arvind pushed the pawn forward. It was an advanced Karo Khan, bishop f5, and the line, which is very popular, h4. h5 was played, and now comes bishop to g5. Black instantly takes advantage of the fact that the bishop is left here and attacks the b2 pawn. And this is where, interesting stuff happens. Bishop d3. For people who are not aware of this move, this might come as a surprise. Uh, Black can do two things. Firstly, taking here would be incorrect because after bishop f5, white has won a very important bishop, and even if you try here to take this e6 and already the queen is out of the game, this king is in trouble. So this is not good. But then you ask yourself, can I do this move? Because if I take on f5, then there is queen e5 check and I win it back. But then comes knight f3. I hit your queen. In order to stay in touch with the bishop, you must go queen g4. And actually, this line is a playable line. I'm not sure if this has been analyzed deeply, but I do feel white has a dangerous initiative here. But it could be playable. Takes, this is the normal way, and now playing the move e6. A very important trap that you must know and be aware of is queen takes b2, and I want you to take some time here and figure out how should white play. So if you play a move like queen c3, that's just terrible, because then you are just a pawn down here and black is clearly better, winning. But what you need to do is you need to, after queen b2, push your pawn forward, and this is a brilliant concept. I mean, the main point is that you don't care about your rook. You're going to play knight to f3. Like, for example, queen a1. Let's just imagine he takes the rook here on a1. Then I would defend my knight, trap your queen. Notice you can't take here. b7 is hanging. And let's say if you want to try and defend it this way, then I go knight to f3, defending my d4 pawn. Now the queen is trapped. I will castle. Then I will play knight bd2, and your queen is lost. And that position is completely winning. So that was a small opening trap. Murzin, of course, knew it. He played the move e6. And now Arvind plays knight d2, knight e7. He brings his knight to e2, knight f5, castles, knight d7, and now c4 played. So somewhere around this point, you can feel that black has gone certain in a wrong direction, and maybe somewhere here, knight e7, knight f5, this plan which he went for may not be the best. a more interesting idea could be to play c5, but you always have to be careful of ideas like c4, which open up the position and black is behind in development. So that's the reason why knight e7, knight e2, knight f5, castles, knight d7. I think this ensuing position is better for white, bishop e7, but the real fireworks begin later. Take, take, and now comes the move b4. Very interesting move by Aravindh. He says that, look, if you're going to take on b4, I'm going to play rook a b1 and then pick up the pawn on b7. Okay, so you can't take it. You go knight to f5 and now g3, defending the pawn. Queen goes back. He took, knight to f4, g6, and rook fc1. Black went rook c8, knight went back, rook came into c4, and that was a very nice pawn sacrifice by Murzin. And it's not even a sacrifice because let's say after take, queen takes, which actually happened, castles, he is attacking the queen next, and then the d4 pawn would be hanging. So a very good uh, sacrifice here, but it was quite possible to start off here with knight b6 because queen b5 check, you have queen d7, and this is good compensation for the pawn. Because when he castled, I think Aravindh had a chance to push forward with d5. The main point being that if you take knight e5, you have queen e4, and white is doing very well here. The e6 pawn is hanging. But he went knight e3 and now knight b6, good move. And I really liked Arvind's next sequence. He went queen f1. Now here black had to be careful. He had to take here, pawn takes, knight f4, and play this with compensation. And the position is quite okay, playable, but you know, he took on d4. And here is my question to you. From this point onwards, Aravindh plays a flawless game. What do you play here as white to play? So you see that the knight is here, the queen is here, and one of the main reasons why you drop back your queen to f1 was that you could play this move, rook d1, pinning the knight. It was a very, very important move. And the main point is that if you were to give a check, then I would go king g2. The queen is attacked, and this is attacked, and you are losing here. Okay, you can maybe win a couple of pawns here, but that's not going to be enough because I can go king f3. I can defend my knights, and this is fine. I mean, white is winning. So black plays the move queen d7. Here's your next question. What do you do here as white to play? So black's idea here, by the way, is now let's say, for example, I play the move a3 just for the argument's sake. Check king g2 and put the queen on c6. So now there's no attack, and also I'm defending my knight, ready to give a discovered check. So the right move here is queen g2, and it's the only move. Once again, Aravindh found it. If you found this move, brilliant job. That's the only move. Now the d4 knight is kind of permanently pinned. You can't get out from there. So he goes rook d8. And here's your next question. Once again, what do you do here with white? Once again, if you think carefully, black just wants to get out of this pin here, and this is an important thing he wants to do. So what Aravindh did is he attacked the d4 knight once again, and that's the only way to fight for an advantage. So very nice play by Aravindh. Now Murzin started to get a bit worried because you know his knight is pinned, although it may not be so easy to win. Just imagine if I play the move king g2 next and knight e2, you are over because this pin is very deadly. So he went knight c4 and he's going for tactics. He's telling Aravindh, if you take my knight here, then I'm going to play knight f3 check, queen takes, check, check, and this endgame is holdable for black. Black can hold this. So that's the reason why here you need to start to think, what is it that white can play? Again, a very important move and very nicely done by Aravindh. Yes, the move is knight ed5. Fantastic move played here. The point is that after takes, you take back on d4. I mean, your threat is knight f6, so you can't really ignore it. And now there are two things. One is d5 pawn is hanging, and second is after knight b6, there is a very nice move that white has. I mean, white is winning in many ways, but what is the coolest move here? Yes, the move is e6. And I think just this entire sequence, which started off with queen f1, rook d1, queen g2, queen e4, and then followed by knight e d5, was just brilliant by Aravindh. Uh, Too many accurate moves, and that just led to the game being completely done. You can't really take here because of queen f6. This is hanging and this is hanging. So he went queen e7, rook e1, rook d6. There are many ways to win here. Maybe queen c5 is very, very strong. But he went queen e5, which loses a part of the edge, but still it's clearly better. He went b5, queen d3, fe, check, check, wins a pawn, wins another pawn, and then after take, knight d3. Murzin resigned here. He's 2 pawns down without any compensation, and this led to Aravind's victory. What I really liked is the way in which Aravindh really converted his edge very well. We have the final moments of this game on our channel from Delhi, and also uh, we wish Aravindh the best in the final round because he's going to take on Levan Pantsulai, who is a strong GM from Georgia. And if he manages to win today, he will not only finish at the top, but he will gain some valuable 15 ELO points. I have a feeling that this is the start of Aravind's surge towards 2700. And I would be very interested to follow his games. But for now, wishing him the best for the final round. This is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.